Death been calling my name. Disrespect me, got no choice but to slang. I ain't gon' lie, death been calling my name. The devil calling, I don't even pick it up when it rain. Can't do that. He disrespect me, got no choice but to slang. Team that night, I'm real demanding. Now I make this bitch sing, and we gon' ride on him. Follow behind, get right on side and open fire on him. We gon' open fire on him. Let them bitches spark for 4th of July on 'em. Bow. I go by one way, I get brutal when it come to stepping. He sending distance like he could, bitch, go get you a whip. Hit up my shooter, he get reckless, he slang Smith and Wesson. Got on my trench coat with my Glock tucked, I dare you to test me. That iron sound just like a rock band when I let it swing. This shit get evil, snag his people, let his mama hang. He tryna squash it, but his up shit gotta end in flames. Might take the easy route, let the junkie smash him for some cane. I ain't gon' lie, death been calling my name. The devil calling, I don't even pick it up when it rain. He disrespect me, got no choice but to slang. He tried to whack me, but he garbage, pussy boy ain't have aim. You bitch. I ain't gon' lie, death been calling my name. The devil calling, I don't even pick it up when it rain. Can't do that. He disrespect me, got no choice but to slang. Team that night, I'm real demanding. Now I make this bitch sing, and we gon' ride on him. Follow behind, get right on side and open fire on him. We gon' open fire on him. Let them bitches spark 4th of July on him. Day blocking in the skank with a big Glock on side me. Can't afford to leave at home, that'll be a dead nigga try to blind me. 7.62s in the Drake, got that bitch right behind me. My favorite channel was Nickelodeon, but I can't let you slam me. Send 2 shots right at the passenger and fuck up his dumb. Then send 3 shots straight to the left and send a driver with him. Ain't got no plans for the backseat, but shit, we still gon' split them. Can't afford to let these plans go wrong, we'll celebrate once we get them. Big old Draco, bullets the size of Legos. I nickname my yacht the queso, that bitch bound to make your face go. Chop your block, it won't take long. All I need is a hype song. Got a stick stuffed in my jacket with my cocaine YG Nights on. I ain't gon' lie, death been calling my name. The devil calling, I don't even pick it up when it rain. Can't do that. He disrespect me, got no choice but to slang. Team that night, I'm real demanding. Now I make this bitch sing, and we gon' ride on him. Follow behind, get right on side and open fire on him. We gon' open fire on him. Let them bitches spark 4th of July on him.
What is the deal? What's the deal, man? It's Ted Turner in the building, man. The Ellenwood Evening News. Fake news exposed. We're going to talk about it tonight, man. We're going to talk about it tonight. I'm glad that this subject came up, too, man. We're going to get right into it, man. We ain't about to play no game. I'm about to show y'all the difference between what I'm doing and what these goofballs is doing, man. Real talk, man. We're going to get right into it. We're going to explain to you what fake news is, who doing it, and who ain't doing it. You feel me? What's up on my truest? Hey, put that on the board one more time for the folk, man. When you said the other night, what you said, satirical news at its finest. Put that on the board for me, bro. Because they don't know what it is. They don't know what satire is. They're going to miss the boat playing around. Let's get right into it, man. Fake news refers to false, misleading, or propaganda information presented as legitimate journalism to harm reputations or generate revenue. That's where it came from, man. That's where it came from. You know what I'm saying? Now, while popularized in the 2016 U.S. election, the term dates back to the 1890s. However, the fabrication of information itself, known historically as yellow journalism or propaganda, has existed for centuries. What up, D-Lord? You see what I'm saying? Let me read that for you again. Fake news, while popularized in the 2016 U.S. election, the term dates back to the 1890s. However, the fabrication of information itself, known historically as yellow or propaganda, has existed for centuries. I was over there chilling with my little brother the other day. Wine our Fresh, salute to Fred, man. And Fresh was asking me where did fake news come from? You know what I'm saying? And part of his question was I the one responsible for bringing the term to the sector? Now, I can't take credit for that because I don't know what people knew before I got here. But what I do know is that this is something that I studied in high school and in college, because it was historically called yellow journalism. And that's when you use, you know what I'm saying, these platforms, this media space to do propaganda and tear down people's reputation. Now, that article just told you that it was popularized in the 2016 election. You know what I'm saying? That was when Trump came out and he called it what it was: fake news, yellow journalism. You know what I'm saying? Where they was trying to destroy his reputation with the nonsense. You see what I'm saying? Now, what we do is a little different because we don't do no fake news. Now, y'all remember when I was on the night show, I used to say, I'm going to run me a fake news story on you if you don't knock it off. Now, that's satire. Like when my homegirl and them, the bomb squad, when they didn't show up for their show for 2 nights, whatever, they tell you know what I'm saying? I ran that fake news story on my homegirl and them. That's satire. Then they came back and did the same thing. I'm saying that's satire. That's comedy. Those are intended to be jokes. You know what I'm saying? Done maliciously. You see what I'm saying? I didn't maliciously attack my own. They laughed and had a good time about it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The story that I ran, but I presented it as if it was a news story. That's the difference between what I'm doing and what they can't understand. You know what I'm saying? So when I deliver these satires, these satirical stories, sometimes the viewing public think that the story is real, but they supposed to. It don't even work if you know it's a joke. It don't even work then. You know what I'm saying? So you have to deliver it with the straight face, without the laughter, and you know what I'm saying? You have to deliver it. Now, I add all that into it because at the end of the day, this is entertainment. But I am running a news channel over here. So I am delivering real news and information. You understand me? I am delivering real news and information. Now, I happen to be one of the best at it, though. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep telling y'all, you don't want to hear your name come out the microphone, and you know you don't. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're a gang member, unless you ain't doing nothing funny, you don't want to hear your name coming out the microphone. You know what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? I put a belt across your behind, and you'll spend the rest of your life trying to get your lick back. You know what I'm saying? So right now in the sector, we got fake news coming up as far as it's a topic of discussion now. So we have people in the sector now saying that they're going to start calling out the fake news. We're going to watch and see if they really calling it out or if they just trying to get out to me. You ain't going to be able to get out to me because my stories ain't fake. You can fact check everything I'm putting on the board. Yesterday, we covered the story about Charleston White and Young Thug. And a part in there, I made a reference to bear mace, that Charleston White had bear mace. People was, you know what I'm saying, having trouble finding out where that came from. They thought I made that up. I didn't make that up. I said that on this video. That's where I got it from. I didn't know he had no bear mace. That's what he said. He said that he had bear mace. That's where I got that from. Charleston White's own mouth. It was a 6-minute video. In the first 17 seconds of the video, he spoke about having bear mace. Later on in the video, I spoke about Young Thug's case, how he was sentenced to 20 years, but he got 5 of it time served. Young Thug didn't go down the road. He was in the county jail. That way he got his 5. That way he got his served 5 at. That way he got his time served from being in county jail. Now, maybe when I was delivering this information, those who was listening misunderstood the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So in order to clear it all up, I'm gonna clear it up right now for you. Young Thug got 5 years time served. It's only 2 ways he could get that. One, if he did 5 years in the county jail, or 2, if he was in Atlanta, they do 2 for 1. See, which means that he did 2.5 years in the county jail. They gave him credit for 5. That's how he got 5 years time served. Now, when I gave the information yesterday, it might have went over people's head or whatever. So I'm clearing it up right now. I'm clearing it up right now. He got 5 years time served. That don't mean he actually did 5 years in the county jail. He could have, but in Atlanta, they do 2 for 1 now. It's the judge discretion when you're on probation or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They can give you 2 for 1 for the time that you serve. And you know what I'm saying? You knock the rest of that off your sentence, or your sentence is completely finished, depending on, you know what I'm saying, how much time you actually did in there. So Young Thug apparently did 2.5 years in Fulton County Jail, and he got credit for 5. You feel me? So that's what he do right there. As far as the bear mace, I got the video. We're gonna play it in a minute, where you're gonna hear Charleston White talking about the bear mace. Put me on the big screen. So Charleston White is talking about the bear mace, and what he said was that they ran up on me. When they ran up on me, he go in his pocket and he pulled something out of his pocket, and he, you know, I gave him that bear mace. That's what he said. Now, when I report the story, I told y'all that I don't know what happened. I don't know if this is true or not. This is what Charleston White is saying. But he said that there was a report made. And what did I say? We was going to get the report. Freedom of Information Act. It happened in Florida. So we're going to get the police report, and we're going to be able to go over it. If there was a police report, might not even been no police report. Charleston might have been on there doing what? Fake news. He might have been on there telling a whole bunch of lies. We don't know. We covered the story. It was a brand new story. What I'm teaching y'all about the fog of war, about how when these stories first happen, you get all kind of conflicting reports and stuff. See, so that's one thing that I do on my channel over here at Ellenwood Studios TV. We're not trying to be first. We just making sure our story correct. So I stand by everything I done reported. You know what I'm saying? If I get something from a source, if the source told a lie, that's on the source. As soon as I find out that the source lied, I'm going to correct the information. Now, I might start working with that source if everything that source keep coming back with end up being some false information or some faulty stories. But I'm going to report on my news. So now the sector is turning up, as far as the sector is going to start calling out the fake news, calling out the misinformation, calling out the disinformation. And that's a good thing. You see what I'm saying? Because I already hold myself to such a high standard that no fake news reporters, no fake news exposers is going to be able to do anything with any of my stories. Because I already hold myself to such a standard that I don't put fake news on the board. And then when it is satire, you will know. If you in the know, if you're slow, you're just slow. You see what I'm saying? You're going to end up doing fake news, trying to say what I'm doing is fake news. You're going to end up running fake news yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, we get to the point to where we put these stories on the board nightly. They're gonna be a tough show because it's gonna be a lot of information given out tonight. You see what I'm saying? I got to put a lot of background information on the board tonight so that we'll have a good foundation going forward. Now, if you calling yourself an exposer, you're going to have to make sure that you holding yourself to some kind of standard. You can't just be having Ted name in your mouth all the time. You got to call everything out and everybody. Now, I didn't label nobody the exposer. I didn't label you as the person that called people out. Y'all labeled yourself as these things. But it's a lot of stuff y'all don't be calling out. It's a lot of stuff y'all be leaving on the table. And I know why, though. Because some of this stuff, if you say it, it's going to hurt somebody's feelings. That's why y'all say whatever to me. Because y'all know I ain't no girl. Y'all know I ain't no girl. So whatever you say, we can deal with it. We're going to get through it. And, you know, one thing for sure, two things for certain. As soon as I crank up, I'm going to put a belt across your behind. So we ain't worrying about it. So you can call me out all you want to. But one thing they won't do is react to my content. See, they'll run around and tell a lot of lies. Somebody hit the link right now and pop up and say, you lying. And the first thing I say, what I lie about? And they give me nothing. You know why? You know why it is they can't give me nothing? Because they just running that mouth. I ain't up here just running my mouth. I get on the microphone and I talk for 1 hour. No dead air, no nonsense. And I put belts cross behinds. We already been 17 minutes in and the show is rocking. For real. We already 17 minutes in and the show is rocking, man. Appreciate everybody stopping by tonight on the gang I do. For real now. For real, for real. We put the real news on the board. So the Charleston White and the Young Thug situation is heating up. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the cash up. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do, you want your name heard, want your name called out, all you got to do is say, shout me out, or type it on the cash out what you want me to say. Other than that, you know what we doing right here. The supporters, what's going on financially, ain't nobody business. You understand me? You want to look into the account, it going to cost. We can play big bank, take little bank. It gonna cost. Yeah, it's gonna cost. I got real support. I get real love over here. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be doing it for no other reason. You know what I mean? If there wasn't no money involved, I wouldn't be doing this. So let's continue with what we had going on about giving y'all the history of the term fake news, so you'll know where it come from. The original term for it was yellow journalism and propaganda. It morphed into the term fake news, which covered it all. Because now when they speak on fake news, you know exactly what they're talking about. Because we in the digital age now, the information age now. So it covers, thank you for the cash. It covers clickbait. You know what I'm saying? That's what it covers now. When you hear the term fake news, that's what it covers, clickbait. It ain't just lies, false information, disinformation, misinformation. You know what I'm saying? It's also talking about clickbait too. So 1890s is the origin of the term. The phrase fake news appeared in the 1890s to describe sensationalized reports. It was commonly used during the rise of yellow journalism, where publishers like Joseph Pulitzer and William Randolph Hearst used shocking, exaggerated stories to sell newspapers. This is how they were selling their newspapers back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They would write these big, bold titles. They would put a lot of puff and stuff in the actual article. The craziest picture they could come up with was what went on the front of the paper. You know what I'm saying? It morphed as far as political news into attacking your opposition. You see what I'm saying? So they might not have any information about your infidelity, but what they would do is imply it. You know what I'm saying? By showing a picture of you and the maid out on the porch talking, or you and the maid at the grocery store. You see what I'm saying? Trying to imply that you was having an affair. That was the early beginnings of it. You know what I mean? Trying to destroy people's reputation. Then it morphed into trying to create political and public consensus, like what they did with the COVID-19 story. How they pushed that story in such a way that they wouldn't even allow people to speak out against it. All the different platforms would take your videos down. You would get shadow banned. You would get struck for saying what eventually came out to be the truth, which was they were telling lies. Yeah, they was telling lies about COVID. They told you that the COVID-19 vaccine will stop you from getting COVID. And that was a lie. When all the reports came out, they hadn't even tested the stuff properly. And then when they did test it, they found out that it didn't work. But they ran with it anyway. See, but they wouldn't allow people to have this discussion the first couple of years when it was going on. You got to pay attention. You got to be in the know. And what I know is some of y'all slow. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all slow. And it show on a daily basis by some of the stuff y'all say, especially when you're trying to critique the information that I'm doing and actually what I'm sitting up here doing. It's like you in preschool, 4 years old, trying to talk about college courses. You don't have a clue what you're talking about. Some of y'all ain't never heard the term yellow journalism. Some of y'all didn't even know what propaganda was until we started talking about it and discussing it. And the only reason that it came to the forefront, to the table, because I was telling y'all about one of the most famous people who to ever to do it in the modern day. And that was the dude who was in Iraq. The news and information guy for Saddam Hussein. His name was, where they nicknamed him Baghdad Bob. And that's what they called what he was doing. He was out there telling you that they was winning the war, that they was pushing the Americans back, that the Americans was not on the ground in Iraq. And the whole time, statues was falling, tanks was rolling, the country was being bombed to hell, and he was somewhere in a secure location telling lies to the public. I mean, it was the most funniest thing you could ever see. This man was on TV putting on for the city for real. His name was Baghdad Bob. That's where that come from. Y'all heard me and Lane talk about it and discuss it, and then y'all think y'all know something about it. Ain't did no research. Ain't did no research. Don't even know if what I'm saying is correct. See, that's one of the things that I've been trying to teach y'all. Don't take my word for anything. Do your own research. Do your own research. But what you can do is trust that I ain't up here playing around. You understand me? I ain't up here playing around. So when you do check and do your research, what you're going to find is that what I'm telling you is on point. I ain't making up nothing. I done forgot more shit than most of y'all ever gonna know. You understand me? Like, I'm really this guy for real, man. For real. That's why this is so amazing to me to be in this position. You know what I'm saying? And I started this page from the ground floor. The whole time I was over on the other little dude page, I was never over here on this page. I never went live on this page. I never did anything on this page until the very end. I started, you know what I'm saying, working on the page a little bit. But I was only doing that so people would know where the page was at. Everything that you're seeing now is the vision that I already had for the page. This is what the page was supposed to look like from the very beginning. You think I just learned how to do all this stuff? Come on, man. I've been through all this. It's just a process. That's why I took my time doing it. I mimicked the rest of the stuff that was on the internet first, just to buy some time, to make it look like this and make it look like that. But the one thing that I couldn't mimic was my own voice. My voice was my voice. So no matter what visuals I had, no matter what content I was talking about, my voice was still there. So when you go back and listen to any of the old stuff that I was doing, you hear the same voice. And you hear me doing what I'm doing. That dude sat there. Now, shouts out to Gangsta Cap now. He sat there and tried to run a narrative about how he taught me everything and this, that, and the third. Then he started playing some of them old videos. He had to stop doing that because what he realized was, damn, Shawty was fire. Now I got people missing his voice. I got people missing what he was doing. So he had to stop playing them videos immediately the other night. For real. He was up there trying to spin a story and try to make it like this, that, and the third. But none of that stuff was true because my voice was playing in the background, and that was the truth. You hear me shouting out the game. I've been doing it ever since. That is what I do. I told y'all it's a 3-part show. Audio, video, and the chat. It's a 3-part show. You know what I'm saying? So you got the video because you see me always cammed up. He didn't teach me anything. What's happening? They got my boss in the building. They got my boss man in the building. What's up, J Diggs? Johnny did the slap gang boss in the building. He should be going live in the next hour or so. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with the boss. You already know it's gonna go crazy over there, man. It's gonna go crazy nuts over there. Hey, Diddy, since you typing lies on the page, see that's what fake news is. What Diddy just did. He said Cap taught me everything. Cap didn't teach me anything. He haven't taught me anything about being on this internet. But if you got one thing that he taught me, type it in the chat. Cause I know you ain't gonna hit no link. I know you ain't gonna hit no link. So while he trying to figure out something that he think that Cap showed me or taught me, we'll continue with our discussion. But yeah, shouts out to the boss in the building, Johnny Diggs. Shouts out to the slap game boss in the building. So early uses and precursors to the term fake news. Similar concepts are ancient, such as Octavian's propaganda campaign against Mark Antony in Rome. See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. He taught you how to work for free. Shouts out to Diddy for that, then. Shouts out to Diddy for that, man. Shouts out to Diddy for that one. That was a good one, Diddy. Okay, the boss said he think he going live tomorrow. Shouts out to Diddy for that, man. Diddy said Gangsta Cap taught me how to work for free. I say this about that, Diddy. I was over there working with him, rocking out with him for real, and I was trying to help him grow his page. You know, we was building something. So for me now, everybody know Ted got money. So it wasn't about the money for me. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I work for free, that really ain't no knock on me. You feel me? That show you how real I kept it with him. The fact that he never sent me $1, that make him look bad, not me. You see what I'm saying? I actually put in real work. And had he sent me anything, I would have sent it right back because I didn't need it. You understand me? I didn't need it. But yeah, that was a good one, Diddy. That was a good one, Diddy. In the bed. And he taught you the blueprint to the late night. Knock it off, Diddy. Knock it off. Knock it off, Diddy. I learned what I'm doing from Rush Limbaugh. I run my show just like Rush Limbaugh. Look his name up. Go find out who he is. And you'll see I do the exact same thing he do. No guess. Don't need them. Now, from time to time, we will have guests. We will have people on the link. But I don't need nobody up here. I don't need nobody up here. I can do this by myself. For real. And then on the radio, You can't have no dead air. The feed will go down if you start having dead air on the radio. So in order for me to do what I'm doing, I had to learn how to communicate effectively. And listening to Rush Limbaugh every day, that's how I learned how to do this. Now, Rush Limbaugh is the godfather of this talk radio, this news and information from, you know what I'm saying, one trusted source, and then putting a belt on the other side. Rush Limbaugh is the godfather of it. Now, I'm going to say this, and it's almost like blasphemy, but I have to say it. I'm better than Rush. Because you got to understand now, he on the radio station. So he only talking 7-8 minutes at a time, and then he going to commercial break. I'm speaking the whole hour, my boy. You understand me? I'm speaking the whole hour, my boy. It's just a little different, homie. You know what I'm saying? But shouts out to Rush, though. You know what I mean? He was the godfather of this. And you know what I mean? It wasn't no such thing as this news and information, this kind of format before he did it. There was actually something that he invented. You know what I'm saying? Back then, you had FM radio and AM radio. So on the FM radio, you got, you know what I'm saying, shake what your mama gave you, and all that going on. Then on the AM side, you got your fishing show, you got your sewing show, you got your gospel hour with your church and stuff, and then you had your sports talk. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of all those shows, somebody will pop up and give you the headline news. Nobody was just really sitting up here delivering news, though. And then the way we do it on the right, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm conservative. Remember, this left and right, too, now. You can't forget none of this stuff. You can't discount none of what I'm telling you. So this left and right also. The people on the left cannot do this. That's why none of the people on the left, none of them have big platforms or podcasts. The biggest platforms and podcasts are all conservative people that do this right here. You know what I'm saying? You start getting down to 15, 20, 21, then you start finding people on the left who do it. You know what I'm saying? Because they just can't do this. You know, because for one, they coming from a place of disadvantage. We're all from each and every topic we discuss. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about men and women's bathrooms, if you're on the left, you're on the wrong side of the argument. Off the real. You're on the wrong side of the argument off the real, huh? You know what I'm saying? Look, Jasmine Green say you need better news. Pop up here. I can make you the news tonight. There go Jasmine in the building. What's up, baby girl? Jasmine is in the building. But yeah, man. So you got to understand that the people on the left, like NPR, National Public Radio, they subsidized by the federal government because nobody watches their show. So if they had to do it on their own, they wouldn't be in business. There'd be 1, 2, maybe 3 shows, and they off the air because nobody's watching that nonsense. See, you have to know how to communicate in a different way to do what I'm doing. So you have to be able to give the news in an entertaining fashion, but you got to be able to communicate and speak to your audience. So I know exactly where my audience is at. I know y'all not up here on this level where I'm at, so I have to dump some of the information down. You know what I'm saying? I have to dump some of this information down. There go a hater right there. There go a hater just popped up. So yeah, I have to dump some of the information down. So when we talking about fake news, what we talking about is yellow journalism, propaganda, disinformation, misinformation. You know what I'm saying? He said he thought he was on their fake page. On the game, huh? They're real. My sister, somebody hacked her page the other night and she popped up with the same nonsense. So we're gonna keep on going, man. So um similar concepts are ancient, such as Octavian's propaganda campaign against Mark Antony in Rome. In 1646, Thomas Brown referred to vulgar errors as an epidemic, and in 1710, Jonathan Swift noted that falsehood flies in political reporting. So what they were saying was that the lie sell because it's more entertaining than the truth. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the truth is just boring. You know what I mean? So in order to, sell these newspapers to get these clicks, to get these views, people had started, you know what I'm saying? People had started um going to the extreme, making up stories. Cause that was the what's up, Moni? Moni in the building, female lady shooter in the building. Y'all get on the like button for Moni, man. She just popped up and said, get on the like button. Hit the like button, man. They give me an algorithm so we can get more eyes on me, so I can get everybody over here to find out what's going on in this sector, so everybody can start getting paid. It's just not about me. You know what I'm saying? I'm out front because on the face of it, put my show on the board, and I stand by my show. I stand by it. You know what I'm saying? Just like the CEO or the general manager at Ford stand by his product, I stand by this. You understand me? I stand by this broadcast, this TV station over here that we run. So when we talk about yellow journalism, we talking about how they was using journalism news reports to tear people reputation apart. You know what I'm saying? To go at their political enemies, to go at their business and their adversaries and rivalries. You know what I mean? So that's where the term originated from. And as we keep on reading, we're gonna find out how it morphed into the two words that it is today: fake news. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna show you how it morphed into that. 2016 election, modern resurgence. So what they about to tell you now is that it was a period in time where you didn't hear about yellow journalism, except for in the journalism world. You know what I'm saying? You didn't hear the word propaganda, except for in the political and journalistic world. How the term became mainstream, it started in the 2016 election, because we have moved into the technology information age at this point in time. So 2016 election, the phrase was revived in mid 2016 by researchers like BuzzFeed, Craig Silverman, to describe fabricated stories spreading on social media. Political weaponization. While some high-profile individuals have claimed to coin the term in modern politics, its resurgence in 2016 shifted its usage from describing social media hoaxes to a political weapon aimed at discrediting unfavorable media coverage. And who was the master at that? That guy on the wall back there, Donald J. Trump. He was the master at calling them out for their fake news, for telling lies on it, for doing unfavorable stories on it. When they start doing the numbers, you will look at it. These folks did 989 stories on Trump. 2 of them was good. The rest of them was all negative stories. That's why he called them fake news. No matter what he did, they was against it. No matter what he did, they was against it. And that's why he called them fake news. And he would tell them to their face too, when he was in them press goggles and them briefings, when it was time for the question and answer portion of the show. He get them to stand up and ask their question, and he'll tell them, you fake news, right to their face. Right to their face, he called them fake news. And they hated it. They hated it. They were still doing fake news in the last election. They had Kamala Harris on 60 Minutes, and they did fake news with her. They asked her a question. She couldn't even answer it properly. So they took an answer from something she asked. She answered later on in the show and muted that back into the question that they asked earlier. Then when we got the whole transcript of the whole show, we seen how they did it. They just got caught doing it a couple months ago. You know, understand me? Fake news. Now, you have different. Now, okay. So, a lot of these news stations, most of them, the majority of them, they all owned by 3-4 different families. They own all the stations together. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a story like it's Easter time. The Easter Bunny is coming. And they'll get that from what they call the Associated Press. That's where they got all these different writers, a collection of writers, and they write stories and send them out. And then the different stations, the different outlets cover those stories. So one of the stories that the Associated Press might write is Easter time, the Easter Bunny is coming. You'll have 30 different news outlets with the same information. It's Easter time. Look out, the Easter Bunny is coming. It's Easter time. The Easter Bunny is coming. Easter Bunny is coming. It's Easter time. They would, get a story in different views, different ways. You know what I'm saying? So we rocking and rolling with the information. I'm trying to show you how this works. It's just like when you was in school. You had to do a paper. And you go to the library, you get your encyclopedia, you get your books, you look online, whatever, and you get your information. The one thing that your teacher told you was to do what? Put it in your own words. So the title come across the screen, the Easter Bunny, it's Easter time. Then you take that title, exactly, Mona, just like an essay. You take that and you put it in your own words. You don't take nothing from it. You don't add nothing to it. You just put it in your own words so you don't get caught doing what? What is the word? Somebody type the word in the chat when I take some straight out the book and rewrite it exactly as it is in the book. When I copy exactly what was in the book and turn that in. What is that called? What did I just do? Cheating is one word, but it starts with a P though. The word I'm looking for starts with a P. You know what I'm saying? I got one of the smartest audiences on the app. Y'all one of the smartest audiences on the app. The word I'm looking for starts with a P. When you take somebody else's work and put it out there like it's your own without giving them credit or nothing. You just rewrite what they wrote and turn that in. What is that called? What is that called? I'm going to keep going till somebody figure that out. The word starts with a P. It's PL. Come on now. It's not perjury. There it is, Fitzpatrick. Look, there he is, my dog in the building. That's my dog. Mr. Fitzpatrick in the building. That's called plagiarizing, y'all. When you take somebody else's work and pass it off as your own. If I say, okay, Mona just typed in the chat, cheating. If I don't say Mona said that, they're plagiarizing. I can get away from plagiarizing by saying that this is Mona's words, by giving her credit for it. Without giving her the credit, that's called plagiarism. And when you take somebody's thoughts and ideas and pass them off as your own. That's what 90%, now, let me take that back. That's what 98% of these goofballs is on here doing. They don't know how to articulate because they don't know, they don't have any understanding of the content. They don't have any background information on what they covering. So they can't do nothing but plagiarize. Right, when you don't give the source they credit, that's called plagiarism. Exactly. And it ain't even about getting the source they credit. It's really when you steal somebody's thoughts and words. That's what you're doing. You if I got this from her, I gotta say I got it from her. If I don't say that, then that's plagiarizing. I just took that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of a lot of famous politicians, a lot of business people, when they was in college, that's what they did. They plagiarized a lot of their stuff. Joe Biden got caught for plagiarizing. Joe Biden got caught for plagiarizing. He took a whole dude speech and just changed and just put his name in there in his town. But it was another dude's speech. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people did that. A lot of people did that. See, that's why I've never been afraid to put my news and information on the board, because I have original thoughts and original ideas. So I ain't worrying about nobody stealing my thoughts and ideas, because you're going to know they came from me, because they my own original thoughts and ideas. You couldn't have came up with that because you're not me. You didn't have my experiences. You didn't do what I did to come up with what I came up with. This show right here is a prime example of it. Every time I go live, I'm doing a show. I'm not just on here, man, hitting the live feed, up here yawning, talking about what's up, man, like we on a telephone call. This is a full-blown show, and we got 14 more minutes to go. And we got 14 more minutes to go. Let me get back to it. So, the term fake news was used to describe hoaxes and to describe what is now known as a political weapon aimed at discrediting unfavorable media coverage. The term now covers a broad spectrum, including clickbait, misinformation, disinformation, and satire. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Same game. We covered that yesterday. Skull Gang. Shouts out to Skull Gang, man. Say no to Skull. Skull Gang or don't bang. Yeah, he put that belt on Stan G yesterday. We tried to get Stan G to pop out. See, Stan G don't know how to operate in the media world. He's supposed to got out in front of that story. See what I'm saying? He was over here arguing in the sector about all kind of different stuff. Now you got one of the biggest podcasters on the air with your name in their mouth, and you don't even pop out. You feel me? So, we that's just crazy, man. See, Stan G got caught doing fake news. Same game. Stan G popped out over here about a week ago telling us about how he ran into Scope, and Scope was friendly. Scope was nice. That was the story Stan G told. See, it got back to Scope. That when Scope did his show and talked about the shit. Stan G don't have enough sense to understand what was going on. Stan G supposed to popped out and put the belt on Scope. He's supposed to ran with his story again. See what I'm saying? He played around. Scope put a belt on him. Scope probably never respond to him again. No. Had Stan G popped out yesterday, he could have got some motion going. That's all he trying to do anyway. That was the whole platform over there built on. Getting into some back and forth with somebody. You had your perfect chance, your perfect opportunity, and you didn't even know how to do it. So you're trying to be a gatekeeper by not coming over here with the information. But you're not stopping anything that I'm doing. You're only hurting yourself. You don't go on Pop Austin and do the information. You're supposed to went on every page and did the information. You came over here and did it. That right. I do my thing, Fred. So, one of the things that we do, what I'm saying, why I'm not Fresh in the building. Fresh was live earlier, and we started this conversation over there on his page. So when y'all get a chance, y'all go check out that live. Maltese popped up. It was a good live over there. It ran a little long because, Fred wasn't trying to do that much. We ended up doing an hour and 40 minutes over there. So y'all go forward with Fred, man. Yeah, he went live today, and we started this conversation over there. And Fred was like, "When you going live?" I said, "In 20 minutes." I had already had the thumbnail set up and everything. Just so happened, Fresh asked me about this. But this is what the conversation was about. Ted Turner exposing fake news. I'm putting it on the board so y'all can see what it is and know what it is so y'all can start looking for it now. Because they just running around using the word improperly, not knowing what they're talking about. So now that we've discussed it and I've given you a foundation about it, now we can move forward and see what it is and what it ain't. We're going to be able to see who telling lies in the next couple weeks now. We're going to see who telling the lies in the next couple weeks. I stand by what I'm doing. I stand by it. I ain't telling no lies. I ain't putting no fake news up here. I promise you I ain't. But again, what did I tell y'all? Do your own research. Don't believe nothing your mama say without researching it. You understand me? So why would you believe anything that I'm telling you without looking it up? Anything I put on the board, go look it up. But what you're going to find out is, oh yeah, Ted was right. Ted was right. Because I'm not going to sit up here and be wrong. I'll be quiet before I be wrong, but I ain't going to be quiet. I'm going to talk about something else. I'm only going to talk about what I know about. I'm not telling you how to fix no motor. I don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you how to, you know what I'm saying, shingle no roof. I don't know how to shingle no roof. I only talk about what I know. And you always talking. I know a lot of shit. I know a lot of shit. I'm listening. Go ahead. Oh, okay. So then, one of the things that I need to do, let me do this first before I get too far in this show. Cause this gonna bring it all home. We got 8 minutes to go. Now watch how I tie everything in. See, this is a little podcast trick. For those of you that go live, this is one of the tricks that you need to learn right here. If nothing else gonna help you, this gonna help you right here. This is how you do your show. You tell people what you're gonna tell them. You tell them, and then you tell them what you told them. You understand me? I told you we were gonna talk about fake news. I told you what fake news is. Now I'm about to tell you everything that I just told you, and I'm gonna do it in 8 minutes. Y'all pay attention. There go Moni typing again. Moni be staying on the board. She said facts, but also with that research, you have a right to your own opinion. Just be respectful to each other. That's right, Moni. That's right. Now, the one thing about researching, she said something key. You have a right to your own opinion. Now, if I tell you the score was 34-32, those are facts. See, now opinions come where I say the score was 34-32, but the game was boring. That's an opinion. So you got to know the difference between facts and opinions also. And I think that'd be a lot of the problem too. People be coming up here with a lot of opinions, what they think, what their thoughts is. I don't care nothing about your thoughts. I want to know what the facts are first, and then we'll get into the discussion about whatever we're talking about. But people pop up here so fast with all their thoughts and stuff, and I have to slow them down every single time. Like the Black Democrat popped up here the other night, trying to say that he never heard Trump say that the gas price was going to go up. And then somebody typed in the chat and gave him 3 or 4 references where Trump did say it. And my whole thing with him was, never mind that. What is your point about Trump not saying that the gas price was going to go up? I mean, you're wrong about your statement, but never mind that. What is your point about the statement? His point was that Trump never said the gas price was high. So that means Trump went into the war not knowing what he was doing. So that's what we call a false premise, because you was wrong about your initial statement. So your conclusion or your opinion about it don't even make sense, because Trump did say the price was going to go up, that everybody had to buckle up and tighten up. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that you didn't hear that or didn't know that, Now you trying to give an opinion about something, and it's totally wrong. So that's why I always try to slow people down when they come up here to talk. You know what I'm saying? When we having these discussions, I'm trying to find out, what are we talking about? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Orange man bad, that's not going to get you far. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point in time, we're going to have a real discussion, and we're going to have to go issue by issue, line by line. And when you do that, what you'll find out is that Donald Trump, contrary to whatever you think, whoever you are, is one of the greatest presidents that we've ever had. And them is facts. And history going to prove it. History is going to prove it. Exactly, Moni. Be quick to listen, slow to speak. That'll cause you from a lot of trouble, because a lot of times people be talking, and then this is how I know somebody's a Democrat before they even say they're a Democrat. As soon as I say one or two words, they take out with a whole conversation. You see what I'm saying? They haven't even let me land. They don't even know what I said. They just hear Biden is bad. Oh, no, Biden is this, Biden is that. Like, bro, can I finish what I'm saying before you even take off on your question or your comments or your statements? You know what I'm saying? I asked the dude, did you see Trump and Biden at the debate? He took out with this whole explanation about how Biden had a brain aneurysm at 30, and people, they start going bad in their early days, and this, that, and the third. He took out with a whole conversation. Bro, I hadn't even finished talking yet. What I was going to ask you was, do you think he won the debate? We couldn't even have that conversation because he talked about a whole bunch of other stuff. He wrote a whole book right quick. You know what I'm saying? That's what we call it in. You know what I'm saying? When we talking on these high levels, you writing books, son. We having a conversation. You writing books. But yeah, man, that's what we do over here, man. Ellenwood Studio TV. We have high level conversations. It's not nonsense, and either you know or you don't know. Either you can stay in the flow or you can't. But by staying locked in with me for this hour, you was up here with me. You was on this level. You understand me? Now later on today, you can get back down on the lower level and play around, do some other things. But for 1 hour today, you was up here on this level. If you was able to listen and follow this conversation. I appreciate everybody tapping in, tuning in tonight, man. Shouts out to the game. Wine our fresh on my truck. Moni, Bubba in the building, my female lady shooter. Shouts out to Morgan. Johnny did the slap game boss. Same game was in the building. Splash and traffic running around the whole internet. We had a couple goofballs pop up with some nonsense, but we ain't tripping about it. War Ready was in the building. Jamming Green. Diddy popped up. Diddy in the building. Shouts out to Bunny Blanco, Big Stacks. Jay Dooley. T-Pain. Shouts out to Good Energy. One Way Mun. Shouts out to Baby Q. Shouts out to Almighty Lane Light. Special thanks to my sister, Queen KT. Female lady shooter out of Austin, Texas. Shouts out to Big Boy TV, my partner. And the rest of the game, man. Twan Wilson, the kid, I'm looking for you because I owe you one. Caught you on this other page playing around. I owe you one, Twan Wilson. I promise you I'm going to get you too. I promise you that. Mr. Rod 007, shouts out to you. And everybody that stopped by tonight, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I really do, man. I can't say enough about it. Man. I appreciate y'all giving me the time tonight to put the information and news on the board, and we're going to keep our eyes open to see who telling the lies, because you won't hear none on this channel. Take out twin.
Tell them niggas, if they got anything to say to me or about me, they can come hit this link right motherfucking now. Right motherfucking now.
Tie your content dry like the ass of them niggas you got in your chat. And your artist a gunslinger punk with G.I. Joes that sit in his lap. Ponytail dreads don't scare none. All we see is a roster of freaks. We got a roster of stand-up men. Unsubscribe, they life don't speak. Shh. bushes. Put they ass on the thumbnail. Mobile sector started trolling. I don't think it's going end well. Is y'all ready to spar for your life? Your female shooters get cleaned off the board. You know you need us, Ty. Gyms don't want us around like we need his support. Drop your link. Press the bell for alert, it rings in the street. Lane popped up for the addy. Austin sector sticking and moving like cleats. Diggs popped up for the bullshit. We don't need to strike no channel. And I didn't have to hit your link. Diggs was punching you out on your panel. Damn. Why you ain't wanna hit the link? Damn. Y'all trolling in chat cause y'all thinking it's sweet.
They come hit this link right motherfucking now.
With they puss ass. We not like you, Ty. Only extensions we got is ones for the sticks. We don't sit on panels all day, cause some of us actually raising their kids. Drunk ass niggas, all in their feelings. Rugrat babies crying on cue, exposing no calls. Ty went live. Dick suckers reporting the news. Clips in the whip. I forgot, this is our content. Bring your best rapper out. Point out that bitch in the comments. Cause we pressing like some lemons. That's how the juice is made. Ted, troll that bitch so hard. Diggs, drop that bitch off the stage.
Jim just told me he don't do all that shit on his page. So if you want to talk to me,
click the link.